the end of the medieval period, I was built into houses, constructed into bedrooms. My sole purpose was to be a prayer place, a keepsake, a place for people to go and meditate. Over time, I became a place for storage, to hold things like jackets, shirts, pairs of bloody shoes. Today I hold things like shame, family secrets, people's identities, myths, monsters hiding in the dark. I hold limbs limp in corners for having spent too much time in the dark since the 21st century. And I have become a place to hang things. I have lines running in me from wall to wall. I am the site of many hangings like shirts and ties and suits and people. I hang actual bodies. I hold them hostage. I hold the children with too much spectrum mixed into their skins, whose parents treat them like hobbits, like Hunchback of Notre Dame, like Harry Potter made to live beneath a staircase because his uncle and his uncle's wife were too afraid that he'd cast a spell and turn everything and everyone into glitter. You know how hard it is being a closet. To have no choice but to hold everything they throw in you. Hold the heavy hearts of the boys who pretend to like girls because kissing a boy would get them killed. I hold the girls who bind their breasts in secret because their bodies do not feel like their own. I hold the words that make them hate themselves, like faggot and bulla and dyke and lesbo and he, she. I hold the children who so desperate to be accepted by anyone that they'd break themselves trying to bend themselves straight. You know how dusty our closet is? How much stuff gathers? How much things are lost but never found? I wish I held the passageway of Narnia so that every time someone came looking for an escape, they could experience a world where people loved them for who they were and didn't brandish them abominations. I hold like the body is expected to hold, holy, hold like a pillar of salt, hold like the pastor's Sodom and Gomorrah sermon on a Saturday and the same pastor's mouth wrapped around a little boy's penis on a Sunday. I hold like garbage bins and drains and city streets hold the dead corpses of queer folks who dare to live outside of the closets. I wish ministers would stop trying to tell people what to do in their bedrooms or what two consenting adults of any orientation did in their bedrooms. See, the passageway to hell is in a bedroom, and it's 6 feet deep and it's 6 feet wide, and I'd be damned if we continue letting closets be a place where people hide.
Recently, I developed an extremely bad habit. Every time somebody coughed, I would flinch. Now, I meant nothing by it. I wasn't trying to be biased against people who might be sick, but it just so happened when I would hear the stutter and stammer of someone's immune system, I would place a gun against my lungs and tell them that we're closed for business. Don't let anyone else in or else you might be in danger. She walks too close, letting go shots as she gets closer, and she sees me holding my breath and she says, "Are you afraid of me?" I whisper no, hoping she would leave me alone, hoping she would step back and respect my 6 feet of distance because this don't look like it's enough space for me to live. She says, "Are you afraid of me?" I step back. I look her up and down and say yes. With a knife in her chest, she lets go another cough and says, "I wish people did more research and fear. I wish instead of watching the news, they would read more books, because they would learn there are more people recovering than dying from this here. I wish people wouldn't tear my heart apart by making me feel like a leper in a public space because AIDS isn't contagious in the air." I stop and flinch and look her in her eyes. She crying because she's tired of feeling as if she is damned for death. Although she is. But she's living the best she can. She stops again and says, "I wish people wouldn't be afraid of me by a cough. I wish I wouldn't have been defined by one mistake. I wish people wouldn't see me as a diseased child, although I'm trying to live a life and do well in this earth while I still have a breath in my lungs. So if I cough, please don't judge me. Please don't flinch. Please don't make me feel as if it's over. Because for this, I live." I stop. I look her in her eye and I apologize. And now every time I flinch, I cough to remember that there's always a life behind what I'm afraid of.
You take your time. Hold up. Let me get the Obia man on video chat. So the PM could continue doing an amazing work. Some of us, we are so spineless. Yet we keep treating this lady, put your back in it. Challenge on TikTok. Distracting the nation with our tongue, with our mouth like Mother Kali dirty work. This lockdown have left so many of us traumatized, shell shock. It's about to get more hard than a bedrock. That's why I pray to the Most High that we get some common sense before we run out of luck. Hey, how about a new challenge? How about you put your brain in it instead of misleading the flock? Hello, Buck. Is it okay if I bust the ass with a chana burger? While we figure out this recipe, you could go ahead and balance the economy, because I know one will be a man who could protect us from all this travesty, and I just get permission to hit us all one cocky broom in our what a bap, so the voodoo in our ass could take flight like a cat who have just been hit with a bucket of water on his last life. Do you so need the spirits to make you revive? That you're concerned about opening bars more than conserving lives. It had to be the OBI that messing with our mind. Or maybe it's the quarantine that I was acting on like Harley Quinn. Masked up Harley Win. Mascara running like that one joker who was locked down in Cora. Hey. You remember when he was the Dark Knight? Look how we turn this into Arkham Asylum overnight. Attention is clearly his kryptonite. Listen. Nobody wants to kill you, hombre. It's your own obeah that exploded in your face like dynamite. So don't need to light flambeau in the night to see what is evident in the daylight. Don't you know that ungratefulness is worse than obeah? So you complaining about recovery facilities when your bedroom don't look like it have been attacked by parasites. So how about you take a blue bag, take a drive down country with a blue soap, take a sea bath, got 3 limes, with 3 limes, and maybe that will just might cut your blood. It must be the obeah. That have us screaming at our screens every time, horn pass like a brass band. And why every time we help another, why we have a phone in our hand. And I've done many messed up things in my lifetime. And I've even used my last lifeline. But I've never ever the obeah, man. Since the devil West Parada, how you expect obeah to be cheap? So maybe it's mental illness, maybe it's the quarantine, maybe it's just the obeah. But all I know, what you sow is exactly what you're going to reap.
I held the word girl in my hands once. The word girl felt like holding my breath. Like almost drowning, close to death. It felt like dresses falling below the knees. Like not wearing tights outside without long tees. Like not wearing short pants at home because it have a man in the house. I realized I didn't like the way the word girl felt. So I dropped it. Don't call me that anymore. Called it too grown for that word now. The next day, I held the words young lady up to the light to make sure that it belonged to me. The words young lady felt like heavy rain right after you flat iron your hair. Like not knowing what to do, like fail, like go to school, get a job, get married. Like you're too grown but not grown enough. Today, I held the word woman close to my heart. And the word woman felt like be still. Like resilience and powerful will. Like too much for the mold. Dear girl, do not let this world tell you what you are. You are more than a star. You are Yue, with potential vast enough to fill the moon. You are light where light does not yet exist. Dear young lady, do not let this world make dream catchers of you. You do not need to have it all together by 22. You exist outside of a timeline before 0 and after infinity. Dear woman, you are louder than 10 oceans. Strong like mountain ranges, stronger than men that tell themselves you're like books on shelves, that they're entitled to you as long as they're interested. You are beautiful like a flower, more valuable than a diamond. You are powerful like a fire. You can heal the world with your mind.